Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today's video, we are going to be talking about my fall TBR. All the books that I want to read during fall. Fall is in full swing in my mind. It's not necessarily in full swing outside, but it is the middle of September, so it is in full swing. Personally, fall for me is like Labor Day hits, and then we have fall, and then it's like the beginning of December, and that's kind of when that transition happens. I have a lot of books in front of me, and then I have a list of Kindle Unlimited books and a short list of new releases that are coming out this fall. So definitely way more books than I'm going to get to be able to read, but I wanted to include them. I have a small variety. It's a lot more fantasy, academia, general fiction, but there are a few romances sprinkled in there. Okay, maybe like literally two romances. I'm probably gonna read more than just two romances, but essentially these books are gonna go into the winter. I think a lot of these fantasy books, I'm like so in a fantasy mood right now, and I really, really want to continue to read fantasies right now, but I realistically cannot get through all of them, and you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So they're gonna go into the winter, I assume. These are all what's on my immediate radar. I definitely have other books on my mind. Lots of books in front of me, and there's no way I can read them all. They're just the books that I am gonna turn to first. But again, I'm a big mood reader, so I might not even pick up half of these. It really depends. Really, really quick, I went to, it was technically like a work event, but not really a work event. It was just like hosted by my work, but it was a book club for a larger group of people that extended beyond just my work. That's like a really long-winded way to say it was a book club. The book was A Man Called Ove, and I did not read it because I really did not want to. I read a lot of other books. Regardless, I went to support for my work, and we had a fun little craft. So I'm going to show you it really quickly. We did acrylic bookmarks. So these are all like pressed flowers. And I know you can see like the Mod Podge, but like kind of like a fall theme, like pinks, like darker pinks and mauves and orange. And I think it's cute. And I took home some stickers too. I could have put stickers on the bookmark, but some of them were just too big to fit the whole sticker and I didn't want to cut them, but some of them are so cute. These are adorable. They're little ghosts with books on them, and they're reading books. Cute little fox. One of these, it's just like more standard. So many books, so little time. That's how I feel constantly. So I thought that was really cute. Sorry, I'm booked. Adorable. Just some leaves. And then this one might be one of my favorites too. It says Autumn To-Do List, Cozy Books, Taylor Swift, and Gilmore Girls. Yes, please. So I just want to share that. Literally no, like, I think that's better. Sorry, there's like a glare too, but I think this is so cute. Even if I don't use it as a bookmark, I'm gonna hang it up, I think on my bookshelf or something, put it somewhere because it's just cute. So that's kind of the plan for this video. Let's just hop right into it. I'm gonna go in no particular order. The first two books I have, and I feel very confidently that I'll be able to read these two books. I have the last two books in the Ember and the Ashes series, so A Reaper at the Gates and A Storm Beyond the Sky. Nope, A Sky Beyond the Storm. I just recently read, literally last week I finished A Torch Against the Night, so the second book, and I do want to finish this series while it's still fresh. I feel like they're quick, good reads, and what more could a girl ask for? Where we're at now, it's just really good vibes that I feel like will fit with fall. So sorry, this is really bothering me. Okay, just adjusted my camera a little bit. Also, we're like being invaded by lanternflies. And there's a really big one literally right in front of me on the window. Anyway, these are the first two books on my radar for fall. The next book is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I have actually read this before and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's honestly a lot shorter than I thought it was when I first read it. I don't know why. Basically, my work is putting on this reading challenge, so this is the October book, which I actually picked because we wanted one that kind of fit the season, fit the Halloween vibes, and one that someone could vouch for it, saying it was good. It was kind of what we were looking for. And I was like, wait, I love this book. It's not a new release, so it's easier to obtain through like Libby and stuff. It is on Libby, it's on Kindle Unlimited, and it's not the most expensive because it is also now in paperback and whatnot. So I suggested this and they dove a little bit into what it was about and decided that we were going to read this. So this is definitely a book I'm going to read before the end of October. Essentially, this book is about a woman who murdered her husband and she has not said a word since. So she's in like a psych ward, and then this therapist comes in and thinks that he's going to be able to get her to talk and kind of understand the story about why she murdered her husband and what led up to it. This was a really, really good book. I know that it was popular a few years ago. I highly recommend this book anyway, but I am going to reread it. And it's perfect for Halloween. This is another one I'm definitely going to get to. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I was supposed to read I was supposed to read Firefly Lane the past like 2 months because I put them on my TBR, never picked it up, and I think I'm gonna start with this one. I know I said I was gonna start with Firefly Lane, but that one to me is giving more spring summer. This is giving fall winter, and this was the first Kristen Hanna book I bought, and still, sorry this lighting, literally the sun just went down, so I'm sorry it got like gray. This was always what I thought my first Kristen Hanna book was gonna be, and then I was like, well, I'll read Firefly Lane, whatever, but I think this one just makes sense to me. This is the one I always wanted to read first. It was the first one I bought, so I do think that this is the one I'm gonna pick up. It's just a matter of when. So I do really, really want to try to get to this, but again, we'll see. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I have always thought springtime. Look at this cover. I know this is the Barnes exclusive edition, so it is not the typical cover, but it's giving spring. And I recently was watching somebody else talk about their fall TBR, and they said they wanted to read the second book in the series because they read the first book in the spring and it was actually taking place in the fall. So I figured might as well add it to my radar for now at least. So we put this on the TBR for fall. We'll see if I reach for it, but I figured I'd bring it back to my attention that I should probably pick this up in fall if it takes place in the fall. If you guys have watched any of my videos before, you probably are sick of me talking about this book. How many times can I say it? Take a shot. Every time I've literally said in any of my videos that I'm so intimidated by this book, I think you would be dead. I'm so scared about this book. I'm making progress towards picking it up. First of all, someone that I work with just picked it up and she was like halfway through and said she was really enjoying it. So that prompted me to want to pick it up sooner, but she also did say she's 300 pages in and confused still. And the reason I'm so scared is because of the world building. It just jumps right in. It's a lot of brain power. And mostly because there's a glossary, which like I said, I'm making progress towards it because I also printed it out. I printed it out so I can have it next to me. I'm going to probably read this on my Kindle because this book is massive. Like, it's chunky because it's a short paperback, but it's like a long book. Like, it's almost 700 pages. Pretty floppy actually for how big it is. Maybe I will try to read the physical book. I don't know if that's more or less intimidating. But anyway, I really want to get to this. Originally, the second book was supposed to come out at the beginning of October, but now I believe it's pushed back to like February. So I'm not in such a rush to read it, but originally I was like, I wanted to read it before the second book came out, but now I have a few more months, so I don't know. But there are dragons. I feel like I'm really gonna like this, which is also kind of why I'm just scared. I'm just scared. But this is one I literally have to read it this year. I have to read this by the end of the year, and like, I have to, and I want to. I feel like it's gonna be such a good book. I'm just scared. The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and Shelby Cunningham. This is the most recent release by Ellen Hildebrand, and obviously I got it 30% off, which was nice. It just came out. I got it this week actually. I don't know why I just unwrapped it. The only thing I know about this, and part of it's from the cover, it's some sort of, well, also the name, the Academy, some sort of academia setting. Literally don't know what. Secret rumors and dangerous liaisons at an elite New England boarding school. They come with the territory. Okay, cool. I don't want to read what it's about. Ellen Hildebrand books are always filled with just drama and intrigue. So I am excited about this. And I also think that this will be really good for fall. Like, look at the cover. I mean, those are fall leaves on those trees. Definitely want to get to this. Also, I haven't heard anyone talk about it. I don't want anyone's opinions to sway mine. So the sooner I get to it, the better it is for me, probably, because then I don't hear opinions. Light Lark by Alex Astor is on Kindle Unlimited now, which is kind of nice. So that's even easier of a reason to read this. I don't know why, but to me, this is giving fall. So I know that there's trials. I don't really know much else about it, but I feel like it's giving fall. I was also super interested in the concept of this book, so I don't know why I keep putting it off, but I do. Another book I just got this week, actually, is Immortal Consequences. I have not heard anyone talk about this. I love the cover. Someone I know recently got it, but she got it also because of the cover. And also, like, look at that. Look at those edges. And the inside is really pretty. Like, that is stunning foiling. Even that, it's literally blinding. I do know that this is some sort of academy setting as well. Welcome to Blackwood Academy, the legendary school located on the fringes of the afterlife. Once a pupil enters the Academy's arched gates, there's no way out except for the decennial, a once-in-a-decade celebration in which a single worthy student is tested and given a choice, graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite or cross over to the mysterious other side. It's a competition. There's trials. It says there's only one victor, 6 rivals, 1 victor. Eternity is only the beginning. So it sounds really good. And I don't know why no one's talking about it. It's also YA. So I feel like it'll be a quick book, which could be nice. I don't know if it's like the beginning of a series or not. It doesn't say. Honestly, if it's a standalone, that would be really nice. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be a series. This is also a debut novel, which I think is cool. And it's like gorgeous. And it got a young adult GMA book club pick. So that's cool. Some fates are worse than death. That's what it says. That's right there. My Friends by Frederick Bachman. This I recently got for my birthday in August. Oh my god, my voice just cracked so bad. In August. And again, this is just a general fiction book that I'm really interested in reading, and I think I'll pick it up when the time comes that I'm interested in it. I just haven't been in the mood to read it right now. I did read a Frederick Bachman book at the end of August, I believe, so kind of recently. I want to get to this at some point soon, so hopefully this fall. Hopefully not too far from summer, because like they're literally swimming. Like clearly, at least some part of the book is relevant to summer. This one might be the most fall book on my TBR. Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I've heard only incredible things about this book. Lesbian vampires over 3 different timelines, and somehow they're all connected, or their stories connect, or they interact. I don't exactly know. I mean, vampires, Halloween. Like, what more could you ask for? This is a fall book. So I'm 100% getting to this book. I have no other comments. Then we have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Sorry for the glare. This is the large print edition because I wanted a paperback. Another book that I feel like it's like eerie, mysterious vibes. It's not necessarily a thriller, but just like a mystery. I know it takes place during the summer. Yeah, it takes place in August. I think the mystery vibes are going to be good for October. I haven't really been into thrillers and mysteries lately. It's just, I feel like I've kind of moved away. I think this is kind of more of a general fiction with a mystery element. It's definitely not a thriller. Anyway, the concept of this book did sound really interesting. I know somebody went missing from camp in 1975, and then I think it happened again, like current timelines. I've been really wanting this book, and I did get this also for my birthday in August, so it was recently. Next up is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I know I'm gonna get to this one because I did start it yesterday. I'm only on chapter 3, page 26. I don't know why this feels like fall, but it does. I also didn't read what it's about, so I can't tell you what it's about. And I don't know what it's about. I know there's diviners and dreaming and the night and the knights, not the night, the king and the king's knights, hence the night and the moth, I think. Yeah, so this one I'm definitely getting to. It also, it just like screams like Halloween fall time. It just does. And I know I'm getting to this because I literally picked it up yesterday and I'm gonna read it today. So this is definitely on the list. I'll throw in some romances. I only have 2 physical romances, and then I think literally 1 from my Kindle Unlimited books. But Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, I just read Done and Dusted in August. I absolutely loved it. I don't know when I want to get to this. I loved the first book and I really want to continue the series. I liked the first book so much I bought the rest of the series immediately. Another romance, which I need to take that out. Wildcard by Elsa Silver, this just came out. And, you know, it's the last book in the series, the Rose Hill series. She's a staple. She's an auto-buy author. And I was obviously going to get this, and I think if I'm in the mood for a romance, I'm going to pick this up. Definitely want to finish this series so that I can check another one off. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. This is, I know it's Regency. It's like it's the Regency fairy tale trilogy. I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just want to pick this up soon. And then the last physical book that I have that is on my TBR is Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This just came out recently, and it is only a novella. It's like 200 pages. I will say the font, tiny. Like that font is so small because it's already not a big paperback. And if I pick it up, I will be finishing another series, which is the goal. So I definitely want to prioritize finishing series, I think, if I can. But again, there's so many books on my list too that are starting series. I can only read so much. Now I'm going to do Kindle Unlimited books. I'm probably not going to give too much rhyme or reason, but if I have one, I'll give it to you. First is Fable. This is dark academia. I think that this is the perfect setting to read it in. Direbound. This is mostly because I just recently started it. I'm only like 4% in, so I haven't picked it up since. Got into a different book, but I want to read that before the second book comes out in the series, assuming I like it. Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I literally don't need to explain this one. Zodiac Academy, the first one. Something came over me recently, and I have the urge where I'm like, I need to read this book. Like, I need to start this series. It's like a 12-book series, and those books get thick, so I'm a little bit like, feel like I'm putting that one off a little, but I really would love to read it in the fall once I get through some of these other series. Daughter of No Worlds, another fantasy book that's just on my radar and I really, really, really want to read. On a Quiet Street by Serafina Nova Glass. I have heard a lot of good things about this, and it is like a horror, but it's not like too scary. I've only heard really high ratings for it, so if I am gonna read a mystery thriller, it's gonna be now. Six of Crows. I know this is a duology, so this is theoretically good. I don't know anything about it. Except, is it a heist maybe? Couldn't tell you. House of Sky and Breath. This isn't on Kindle Unlimited, but I do have the hold from Libby, so I'm kind of including it just to continue. A False Start by Elsie Silver. If I'm in the mood for one of her romances, I do have another one to read, but I think if I'm going to pick one up first, it's going to be Wildcard. But again, that one is also finishing a series, so could knock out a few. Enchantra. This one, lower on my list. I read Phantasma last year. I enjoyed it, but it also did kind of get me into a slump a little bit. And I tried to pick up Enchantra recently, and also when it first came out, and then I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I didn't try very hard. I didn't really give it much of a chance either. Phantasma very much gave, I think it was like because of the devils and just the setting felt very Halloween vibes. So I kind of associate this series with, also she's not a witch, but she's a necromancer, I believe it is. So it just seems very spooky vibes. I don't really know what Enchantra is about, but I know it's following the sister. And then we have the new releases that are coming out soon. We have Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This comes out October 7th. It's the sequel to Bride, and I really, really, really enjoyed Bride. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I actually did really like it. It is vampires and werewolves. Like, need I say more? And then A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Cicerelli. November 4th. I don't know what it's about. I think it's also gonna be a duology, but it is just the first book. I really, really, really liked Heartless Hunter and Nope. I'm so tired. Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch. So I'm excited to see how I feel about this book. I think it might be an adult romance. Don't quote me on that, but I think it might be an adult romance compared to a YA. And then the last book I have on my list is Brimstone, which comes out November 18th. This is the second book to Quicksilver, so the Fae and Alchemy series, and I enjoy Quicksilver. Wasn't anything amazing. I gave it a 4 stars. I think that the end of that book set up this book really nicely, so I have higher hopes for the second book that's coming out. I wasn't absolutely gagged at the ending, so I'm not in any sort of rush to pick that up either. Those are all the books that I have on my current fall TBR radar. Hopefully I get to some of them. Hopefully I get to most of them. There's a lot of books. I don't know, there's a lot of books around me. There were a lot of books on that list. There's no world in which I get to all of them, but those are the books that I want to prioritize and that I'm in the mood for right now. We'll see what I end up reading, because like I did say earlier, and I always say this, like I am such a mood reader and I don't pressure myself to stick to any sort of TBR ever. It's nice to have a general awareness of like what I'm interested in at the moment, but you know, it could go any direction. I could go back to a romance kick and literally read 3 of these, the 3 that are romances, and then pick up a bunch of other romances on my TBR. Like it literally, we don't know. I could go through all my general fiction books. The world is my oyster. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, definitely give it a thumbs up. Comment down below the pumpkin emoji if you made it this far into the video. Make sure to subscribe if you like bookish content. I post 1 to 2 times a week. We're getting kind of back into the swing of things, into a routine, and I've been a lot more consistent lately, which is the goal. So yes, that all being said, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.